Mr. Mike Lust. The title of his speech is Lucky. Lucky, Mr. Mike Lust.
One again. God, I'm really good at this game. If you knew how often I won at this game, you might call me lucky. Some people don't understand the importance of luck. They think it's a poor substitute for skill or hard work. I consider luck to be the most important skill that I have. You have to learn to look and listen for luck. When you do, you find it everywhere. And it has a tremendous impact on your life. Let's see how you do. If I told you that I love my job and work with great people, you might call me
lucky.
If I told you that I have friends and family that support and challenge me, and I enjoy spending time with, you might call me
lucky.
If I told you that in December I went to Hawaii for vacation, spent half the day in the emergency room, and was ultimately diagnosed with cancer, you might call me lucky. I lost you there. Let me show you where I found the luck in cancer. I didn't feel lucky sitting in that emergency room. I was glad Beth was not yet in the room to hear me cry out in pain. I didn't want to explain, or I didn't want her to see me suffer. And I also didn't want to explain to her that compared to this, childbirth was a piece of cake. I later learned that the reason for the pain was a cancerous tumor in my gallbladder. I also learned that gallbladder cancer is extremely aggressive, typically doesn't have early symptoms, and survival when discovered is measured in months. Luckily for me, for some unlikely, unknown reason, the tumor had caused a blockage which resulted in early diagnosis and a likely cure. So you might call me
lucky.
But where I found more luck is a cancer diagnosis caused you to reflect and pause. And there I found 3 reminders. Number 1, today. If I'd only done half of the things that I'd scheduled for tomorrow or someday, I'd be living the life of my dreams. But too often, too much time was spent with the internet, television, or computer games. Too often that phone call, that task, that letter that was really mattered was scheduled for tomorrow. You know, I look at things differently now. I may have 25 tomorrows, I may have 25,000, but it doesn't matter. Nothing's accomplished tomorrow. Nothing is accomplished tomorrow. A life is a collection of todays. And if I spend mine foolishly, I'll look back on my collection with sorrow and regret. I've been reminded to try and make each day the best one in my collection. Reminder number 2, appreciation. There was a guy I read about that was born on third base and thought he hit a triple. I have to admit, I've spent a lot of time on second base, focused on that guy and thinking, I should be him, why am I not him? Forgetting to enjoy second base, or to be grateful that I'm not in the dugout after a strikeout. I should never have forgotten. I had great role models. When I was a kid, if the rain and my shoes got wet and I complained, Grandma would say, just be happy you have shoes. To this day, if I go to my mom's house, there's a plaque that says, happiness is not getting what you want, it's wanting what you have. And Albert Einstein said, there are 2 ways to live a life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as if everything is. Now this doesn't mean it's a miracle that I ever made it to second base, but it is a reminder to appreciate the things I have and the miracles that are all around me. Reminder number 3, people. The song says, people who like people are the happiest people, luckiest people in the world. I think often about the people that have crossed my path over the last few months. I've received calls, cards, letters, emails, and visits from friends, family, co-workers, and Toastmasters. I've received concern, support, and encouragement. Several people have told me, if there's anything you need, please ask. Delivered in such a way as I knew it wasn't a hollow offer, but a sincere interest in helping. Now, cancer is not my first choice as a messenger, but it makes you listen. And by listening to these reminders, I will hit the jackpot. I can make this the best thing that ever happened to me. And then you can call me,
Lucky!
and I'm also greedy.
No.
Because not only do I want this to be the best thing that ever happened to me, I want it to be the best thing that ever happened to you. If you listen closely, you'll live your life in a way that when you look back on your accomplishments and your collection of days, it will be with a sense of accomplishment and happiness. And I will call you lucky. If you listen, you will appreciate the things you have and the miracles that are all around you. And I will call you lucky. If you listen, you will spend time with people, like people, and help people. And your actions will become immortal. And I will call you lucky. It's your call. Will you be lucky? Mr. Toastmaster.